Hey YouTubers, today we're going to be expanding our duck coop. Right now we just have, it's about 25 foot by 50 foot enclosure, 500 square feet. The way I did it was these steaks, you get 6-pack from Lowe's, right at $9 for a 6-pack. Just get your perimeter, hammer these in. And then what I did was the chicken wire, it's a 2-inch opening. They're 2 foot by 50 foot rolls. I overlapped them. And then what they're wound in is excess metal. And we'll just tie the middles together by hand. It's a little bit of work. However, it's fairly inexpensive. 4 packs of the steaks, $36. 4 packs of the chicken wire, $36. So $64 plus tax. Unless you have a Lowe's discount card. But yeah, that's our basic enclosure. I do recommend that if you have this set up, that you definitely have a coop for chickens, ducks, whatever you do, for at nighttime to lock them up, because this isn't 100% critter proof, but it keeps the neighbors' dogs out. I have little U-hooks. I call them U-hooks, but they're just gardening stakes. Put down in about 5 in each section, but it keeps neighbors' dogs out, anything else that might be running around the neighborhood during the day, but at night definitely put your animals up. So yeah, so for another 500 square feet, I already have an existing wall, so I can add on to this, cut an opening, and we'll have another 500 square feet for another $64. We started off with 9 khaki Campbells and then got 5 Muscovies yesterday. I'll go ahead and get started hammering these in. I do want to say that they go in fairly well with a hammer. I put 6 or 8 inches down into the ground so they don't move. And it's not perfect. Some of them lean, some bend, but for what it's used for, I think it's very sufficient. If they're hard to hammer in, if the ground's been dry, I sometimes take a hose, water the ground a little bit, tap it in, move on down, and put them anywhere between 5-7 feet apart. And that's about it. Thank you all. Alright guys, trying something new because I have such a long distance, and I've found in the past when I make my own line, even though it looks straight by my eye, it's usually pretty awful. But this chalk line I just tied on the other end of this post and put it on a nail on this post and tied it kind of taut. And you can see it's still floating in the wind a little, but at least I have a guideline of where to be if I put my post down this row, and hopefully be a little bit more straight. So we'll try it out. Alright, we're gonna try and line it up. A few stakes that we put in already were kind of hard today. It hasn't rained in a little while, so I'll tap it in, get it started. have him spray around it, loosen the soil, and I'll move down to the next one while it's soaking. All right, we got the back row done. Well, I should say started. They're soaking, so I can hammer them down about 6 to 8 inches, and then we'll move to the sides. All right. With the help of my children, we've got the perimeter set up. Got them all down to about 52 feet, 53 inches tall. So 6, 7 inches down into the ground. So that's another 500 square feet. And then right here, we have basically a walkway between our garden and the original duck pen. So we're probably gonna tie off from this post here over to that one. And then we'll have this area cut out so we can allow them from the original coop to go back in this big area right here. All right, the chicken wire we use is 24 inches tall by 50 feet long. We pick it up at Lowe's. The reason I do 24 inch, I overlap the two on top of each other and make the 48 inch. It's cheaper. This is $9 a roll. You can just go the easier route and just get a 48 inch tall and do your fence, but we just choose to do this, a little bit more work, but it saves us a whole lot more money. So what we're gonna do is, we got a little paint stick. Keep it on our roll. We'll take our paper off. All right, what we're gonna do, this is the existing post for the garden, and to come off of it, I'll just go in between each layer here and feed this in there, and then I'll have my lovely assistant staple it. And then I'll wrap it around, go ahead and staple it on the other side too, just for good measure. All right, and we'll just gotta make sure that you get close to the ground when you're starting off, and that's where the landscaping hooks come in, what I call the U-hooks, because we'll come through and just put a couple in between each post to keep it down. But we'll get this started and move along with the fence. Wanted to show you just real quick, that's the end of 50 feet. It could not have been any better. If we would have been short, I would have just added another stake to wherever we were short and then went the rest of the way from that one. But this one made it all the way around. So now we'll attach the next one right here and finish the perimeter. That'll be our 100 feet there. And again, we'll come back and do the second layer right on top all the way around. And I'll show you that extra chicken wire that it's wound up in. We go every few inches and just hand tie them together so we link the fences together. All right, we've made it to the end of the perimeter. We have, I don't know, 10 to 12 inches to spare, but we staple it. We're going to cut it down now, and then we'll start on the second row. All right, now that we have the first layer done, we're going to do the second layer. Same thing, attach it to here. And this is where a second person comes in handy. You can try and do it yourself, but I found it much easier if you have two people do it, because you need to keep it upright to move to the next section and tie it together. All right, what we're doing, this is why I said it's a little bit more work than buying a 48-inch panel, but for the price, I can't see spending $80 on the 48-inch panel altogether versus the $36. But there's a little gap between the two. The wire that was wound around the chicken wire itself is what I use. I just put a little bit up, spin it around just a few times until I feel comfortable with it. And get your pair of cutters and cut it. I just do that every couple inches just to close that gap. Peace of mind. Nothing big could rip through there, but I mean, if a huge dog wanted to get in, I guess it could, but by then I would be outside, hopefully. That's it. All right, these are landscaping pins. It's a 40 pack. I call them U-hooks. They're shaped like a U. But all we do is towards the bottom of the chicken wire. Again, just every couple of inches. The ground is probably really tough right now. It hasn't rained for a while. Push them down. And then that way the fence can't come up, and if an animal tries, it would take a whole lot of effort to pull that up. But like see from here, no exact measurement, just however you feel is best for your setup. But this way, it'd be very difficult for an animal to try to rip that up. All right, there you have it. About 2 hours of work. Have all the landscaping U-hooks put down on the bottom. The middle is mended together with that extra wire. And we have an extra 500 square feet for the ducks. Now just to close off this area right here, and then we'll let them out. All right, today's the big reveal day for the ducks for their new home. Right now we're going to pull up the U-hooks. It rained yesterday, so that definitely helps. We'll just set them on in a pile right here. But once we get all the U-hooks up, we'll cut this side down and move it over.